What's up? This is Professor Paul once again for Speak Swedish Stupid, speakswedishstupid.com, and you can email me at speakswedishstupid@gmail.com with any questions. This clip I'm going to show you right now is actually a clip I recorded from another one which got cut off if you've been watching when I talked about the ION endings, and now I'm just going to start that clip right now where it left off so you can see the end of that. And that happens, we're going to be talking about verb endings that end in ERA or ERA, and this is also going to just drive your vocabulary through the ceiling. So I hope you enjoy it and get back to me with any questions or comments. You know, like we say, to inspire. Here it is in Swedish. Att, like to, that's what they use. You know, for the infinitive, and so it's att inspirera, all right, att inspirera, that's to inspire. Reagera, that's to react, and irritera. So this has this ending era, That's a hard vowel for most people who are new to Swedish. Some people never master it, but it's not that hard if you just take take a day or two to try to really master it. So it's like and I might repeat myself in many of my videos trying to get these vowels correct, because when you get the vowels correct, you understood very well, and your accent will disappear, and you'll sound like, you know, pretty much like a Swede, or at least a Scandinavian, without much effort, if you can get the vowels right. So, you know, era. So, inspirera, reagera, irritera. Try it one time. Inspirera, reagera, irritera. A little slower. Inspirera, reagera, irritera. So, let's see how this works in a sentence, right? You might want to see things in a sentence. Makes things a little bit easier to understand, because you talk in sentences, right? And you want to say stuff to people. Like if someone's annoying you, they use the word irritate for annoy. We don't use that as much in English. We usually say annoy, but they'll use the word irritate. When we say irritate, it really means someone's grinding on our nerves. But it's just you irritera mig. You know, you're annoying me. So stop annoying me. Sluta irritera mig. So if someone's annoying you in Swedish, they're sitting there, whatever, talking about how great Vikings are and how stupid Americans are, or whatever, and you're saying, stop it, du irritera mig. So, han reagerar på det. So if you are a he, then you're reacting to the irritation that he's giving you. Han reagerar på det. Han's reacting to it, but they say reacting on it. Reagerar på det. So, han reagerar på det. Han reagerar på det. Okay? And then she's inspiring you guys. Alright? Hon inspirerar er. Hon inspirerar er. Right? So that's how you use these in a sentence. So, try to come up with other words. Like I said in the other videos, try to come up with other words that end in this ION, and you know, not all of them are going to be the same. And some words like conspiracy, right? That's konspiration, right? So it's like not conspiracy, whereas democracy would be demokrati. So it's a little weird like that, but I would say at least 80, you know, probably about 80% of the time, that you're going to be at least in the vicinity of the English word, excuse me, with these ION endings. All right, and sometimes they might be more advanced vocabulary for Swedes, when they might be more commonplace in English. And we know this from Spanish too, where like Spanish uses a lot of these words that are very high esoteric words in English, but for the Spaniards or the Mexicans, then they're very commonplace. Same thing with the Italians. And that's why we think especially Italians have very poetic language, because they use all these deep descriptions, which is everyday language for them. So when they speak English, they just use the one-to-one translation like we would here. So it works to your advantage. So if you can use these ION endings, right, then you sound very smart, very well educated, very sophisticated. And you can use a lot of these verbs that end in era. These are mostly advanced words in Swedish. Many of them are routine words, but many of them are very advanced, and you can sound quite educated and sophisticated if you use them in Swedish, and you basically just got them for free. You didn't have to do anything. You just had to know good English. And if you grew up in an English-speaking country, then voila, you know, you got it for free. So that's where I'm going to end it today. So, like, you know, play a game with yourself. Look up, you know, write a list of like 50 words, or, you know, if you're really ambitious, 100 words that end in ION, and try to guess the Swedish equivalent, and then see if you're right. Look it up in the dictionary on tyda.se, which is like tyda.se, and that's a great game you can play with yourself and increase your vocabulary, and start finding pen pals and writing to them in Swedish and tell them that they're irritating you, or tell them that they're inspiring you. Anything you want. You know, the world is yours, the language is yours, and the great thing about a new language, you can use it in new creative ways that the people who grow up speaking it all the time don't get to use it in the creative ways the same way you might, because you have a unique spin on it, because you come from a different culture with a different frame of mind, and your native tongue is going to color your language in a really unique way, and that'll be appreciated, as long as you know the basics and you don't sound totally ridiculous. But we'll cover a lot of the vowels, and like I said, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna make a nice program, like a DVD, which you guys will be able to get. So like a really good foundational stuff that like teaching you the real, you know, the grammar and the working vocabulary of the Swedes, everyday stuff, and the sayings and the vernaculars, things that they don't really teach in books. And I know the literature for Swedish, to learn Swedish, is really difficult, and so I want to make something really nice for you guys. So I'll probably be working that out eventually for, you know, a reasonable price. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to rob anybody. But for now, you know, I'll keep coming into YouTube. I'm going to be giving a lot of these, you know, great tips away, and your Swedish is going to skyrocket. But any questions you got, just email me at speakswedishstupid@gmail.com, and I'll get my website up soon.